What was that lesson?
That every time I get this monetary milestone, I screw up. Like every single trade, I'm like, oh, I'm this far away. And then three steps forward and 6 steps back.
How much did you make last year?
$1 million and a little more.
What's your biggest loss?
73,000.
Was there one pattern that broke you out of your slump? And is there one pattern right now really working consistently?
Well, what broke me out of my slump was...
What's up, Tim Sykes, millionaire trader and mentor here with Eduardo. Amazing student, amazing friend, now amazing millionaire trader, closing in on $3 million. How far away are you from
90,000?
Are you thinking about that? Are you waking up in the middle of the night?
I learned my lesson on my first million. So
What was that lesson?
That every time I get this monetary milestone, I screw up. Like every single trade, I'm like, oh, I'm this far away. And then three steps forward and 6 steps back.
But you know that you're 90,000 away.
Yeah, because you asked me today, and I.
So if I didn't ask you, you wouldn't have known.
I really didn't know. I really didn't know. No.
Leave a comment and you tell me, do you believe him or do you think he's a mentiroso?
Mentiroso
means liar in Spanish. I practice my Spanish with Eduardo. I'm learning a little bit. Lo siento, mi español es mejor cuando yo bebo mucho, pero no tengo bebidas ahora.
He has the same joke.
Solamente agua todos los días. It's not a joke. It's the truth. That's not made up.
He tells me the truth every single event.
I lived in Madrid for 3 months. When I drink, that time comes back. I was like near fluent, at least in my mind. I was probably still like a mess, but like when you drink enough wine in Madrid, you feel like you're fluent, right?
Madrid is beautiful.
Madrid is beautiful. We've been traveling around. I'll insert some B-roll. We have now built 2 schools together in Colombia, yes, which is awesome. Eduardo grouped together a bunch of traders. We got Kyle Williams. We got Alex Chavez. We got David Hanlon. We got Huddy. We got St. Lucci. We got Edwin. We got Sage Trader Foundation. Yes, we got a whole bunch of people. Also Emilio/Sergio. He's got like 2 names. Long story. That's another thing. Also, Adam Jarrett donated. Got to give props to everybody. And all the traders are coming together. This shirt that he's wearing, this is Maria's amazing charity, Solidaridad.
Por Colombia.
For Colombia. I'll post the links below if you want to join us. We're getting more traders involved. So we went down to Colombia, opened and built 2 schools. Now we're working on several more. Stay tuned. We have some cool things coming up. How does it feel though? Like, you know, we're sitting in Eduardo's successful house. It's like we're sitting in Eduardo's success. How does it feel to like have your own place here? This is Eduardo's amazing trading setup. It's pretty awesome. How does it feel?
When you arrived yesterday and you were so happy for me, I understood what it means, you know.
You downplayed this house. This house is beautiful.
Yeah, because sometimes you're in the rush of the daily routine that you do and all these things that like when I saw you yesterday and Tim was like, yo, what's this?
I'll insert some clips. You'll see.
He was so happy about it. I was like, oh, so this means something to him, you know, and that felt like amazing. Like,
I mean, look, I'm trying to visit a lot of my most successful students. They all have different lives and it's amazing. You know, you've gone on to create this amazing house. You know, you've got an amazing family. He teaches now too. If you want to learn in Spanish, I'll post the link below. He's helping mentor other, you know, Spanish speaking traders. So like you're doing everything and now building schools. How does everything feel? Forget about my reaction. How does it feel for you?
There's something that somebody said a few days ago, and it was like American dream, and it's a dream. And the word American at first, it's like every single thing that you dream of when you're a kid regarding growing up and having a a successful career with a beautiful family and 3 kids,
A big house.
and then a big house and
Big yard.
a really nice environment. Like, this is it. Like, you cannot, I cannot express how, I have my family here, my whole family. Like, I had my
Yeah, speak of the devil.
lives-
We got some other Venezuelans are coming over here.
My brother lives like 3 minutes away. This house is crowded all the time.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing. It's beautiful and it's super, like, not only successful, but not only success is what you breathe, is fulfillment.
Yeah, well, successful, right? Oh, but it's true.
Remember that English is my second language.
No, but it's true. Literally. No, being successful is not just having success. It's using the success and then creating a full life. There's a reason why it's called successful. Like, one of my favorite movies with Will Smith, The Pursuit of Happiness. Have you seen that?
Beautiful, yes.
And he's like literally on like the bathroom floor with his son. And that's a true story. He became a broker, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same kind of thing. Like when you first came to my conference, you were sleeping on the floor.
And we were talking about with Nicole today how
His wife.
sacrifices. Yeah, my wife. I'm sorry. How sacrifices build up for this, and we used to like our dates were at HEB, which is a supermarket like Publix in Florida, for example, and it all like stacks up.
Yeah.
Because you have a vision and you work for it and you do whatever it takes to get there.
Well, also Nicole's been very supportive. And, I know many of you guys, you're starting out as traders. You're thinking trading is a scam, penny stocks are a scam, I'm a scam. I've heard it all before. What made you get into trading and what made you believe that I was real and that, made you want to continue because you didn't have success right away?
Well, I think at first you doubt a lot and you start researching a lot and there's a point where you just like, you have to trust the process. Because one of the things that I always say, even if you get in hands of somebody that it's not a real mentor or anything like that, your process will let you know that guy doesn't work, but you will keep searching. I was lucky enough to get you at the first time and that's it. But
how'd you find this? Were you Googling?
Yes.
You like the Lambo?
Yes, the orange one.
Yeah,
that was my time.
Yeah, that's good.
And before that, I did a course in trading and investment where I got to see like every single asset that there was, like Forex, futures, Bitcoin back then. It was like 10, 11 years ago.
Yeah, we chose wrong. All you had to do was hold.
Right?
We knew.
And it's I think you have to believe in what you want and have vision. And the process to get there, sometimes you detour from like the
it's not a
main
straight
road.
line.
It's not a straight line, and sometimes you get bumps in the road, and sometimes it's not as easy as you thought it would be. Sometimes your expectations are way too high, and that makes it a lot harder. But I think if you trust the process, and even if you like, you're gonna research. There's a lot of information right now. Back then, it was not that much.
Yeah.
But nowadays, you have so much information. You have so much that it's up to you. Like really, it's up to you to believe, and it's up to you to really trust what you're choosing.
Yeah.
So, and I was back then. I was trying so many things.
Yeah.
I was an insurance broker. I did a swimsuit company.
You're a swimsuit model?
I was my wife and I were,
You're swimsuit couples?
Selling the.
Would you go to the beach and you're like, who wants a swimsuit? Hey, this guy's naked right here. Give him a swimsuit.
Like that, something like that. And we were hungry enough. I think that hunger is what gives you that resilience and gives you that strength in order to keep going. Because it will not be the first try. It will take for me, it took a few years.
I know about hunger. I love hunger.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes when I'm just so hungry, I'm like, I'm going to eat and I can't wait to eat. And this is a different kind of hunger. But when you first applied for my challenge, you said in your application, what did you say?
That I was going to be a millionaire in 4 years.
And what happened?
And I screwed up. I was a millionaire in 7.
You screwed up!
It was funny because Tim, we were in a conference in Vegas, and he got me by surprise. And I was like, I got your application right here. It was like 200 people, in front of 200 people. I was like, what? I was back in Venezuela, as many of you know, and it was kind of rough.
We have your challenge application from Caracas.
Really?
Yeah!
Interesting to see.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, as many.
You had a goal of becoming a millionaire in 4 years. It took you 6 years. You fucked up.
And we saw that application like 10 or 11 years ago, and it said I was going to be in 4 years, and you're like, you screw up.
Yeah. But it's a good screw up. And this is the thing. So from day one, you believed that you were going to be a millionaire. You knew it was going to at least take 4 years. I have some people where they're like, I want to be a millionaire in 4 months. I'm like, calm down, right? Even if you got it wrong by a few years, it's not the end of the world. It's a process. But you believed, you had a supportive spouse. You guys were in it together. Now you've built this life together. Now you have, millions of dollars in trading profits. I mean, if there's anything that you could do differently, would you? And what would it be?
100%. Like, I think my expectations were way too high, because I started like everyone. Like you maybe you had a few good trades, and you're like, oh, I made, I don't know, $12, whatever, and you go like, okay, if I multiply my size by 10, I'll get 120, and if I get 120 times 20 days of trading, I'll get like my expenses covered. So let's do this. And I think whenever I got detached from money, or whenever I got that mindset of trading for a living and trading for an income out of my, let's say, journey and out of my mindset, is when I started becoming a little bit more consistent and worried and concerned about the setups, about how I approach better my setup. How can I size up? How can I protect myself from black swans, for example? Once I understood that the number that appears on the screen is not rent, is not diapers, is not food, like it all changed. So I think I would say I would have saved at least 3 years.
Yeah. So you can't rely on trading income in the beginning for life expectancy, right? For life expenses. Because like, if you try that, you're going to start forcing trades. You're not going to pay for your rent. You're not going to pay for your diapers. You're going to owe more. And then you're going backwards, and then it's a slippery slope. And you're like, oh, damn, like I'm going to be homeless. So temper your expectations in the beginning. Keep, your expenses low. Stay humble, especially in the beginning. Like, you didn't get this house right away. No. You needed millions first, right?
And I started being consistent in 2019.
And when did you start?
2015, 2016.
So 4 or 5 years before you were consistently profitable.
Yeah, and then to get all these things,
and then scaling
6 years on the right track,
So every year is a little different. First, you got to learn the patterns and the setups. 2, temper your expectations. 3, rinse and repeat. Practice these patterns. 4, eventually get consistent. 5, then you scale up. 6, you're probably going to scale up a little too fast and you're going to have to go backwards. But then at least you learn like the upside risk. Then you go back to staying in the groove. We talked about this. We gave a challenge webinar earlier today. All you trading challenge students, I'm going to link the challenge webinar that we did earlier today, because you're going to hear from Eduardo's wife. She gave like an amazing speech. Everyone was like, yeah, Nicole. Like she didn't plan to be on camera, and she was just like just going crazy. It was beautiful.
She was super involved in the whole process.
Yeah.
She helps me a lot with my training.
But that's beautiful. I'm sorry to some of you guys, you don't have a supportive spouse or friends. We got more Venezuelans coming over here. Like, listen to this. This is a whole family. This is like the Latino culture. It's kind of beautiful. But you have to still do what you can. We know a lot of people in the trading world. Like, you're meeting more and more traders. Does it surprise you that many of them don't have supportive friends, family, spouses?
No, because I didn't have a lot of support. Like, Nicole and I have been working on this for a long time. But obviously, when you say I trade, like, I don't even say that I trade to anyone.
Yeah.
I'm, let's say, a successful trader, and I don't even say that I'm a trader, because people have the wrong idea of being a trader. Maybe Hollywood, or maybe, I don't know. So,
well, I say trade penny stocks, and they're like Wolf of Wall Street, scam.
Exactly. So picture this. I'm an engineer in Venezuela, like I have a corporate job, blah, blah. And then telling my dad, which was in the military in the good years of the military in Venezuela, hey, I'm gonna become an entrepreneur. I wasn't even telling him that I was gonna be a trader.
What did he say?
What? You're crazy? Like, be as Tarzan, he told me. Grab one liana, I don't know how to say it in English, and grab the other one until you miss this one.
Yeah.
In trading, sometimes you gotta take the lead.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's a leap of faith. But while you were coming up, while you were struggling in the beginning, did you have any traders that you saw in the challenge doing well that you looked up to?
Well, I'm in the same year that I started, or maybe a few years later, there was Ducks. Ducks. I remember that. There was Roland Wolf that started there, and there were a few of course, Crook.
Yeah, Mark Crook.
Mark Crook, he lived in Houston, actually.
Nice.
He helped me a lot.
Cool.
Michael Good, obviously.
Yeah.
Tim Brittani was he was like the one that I,
your golden god, your Quetzalcoatl.
100%.
Yeah.
And, then I started seeing a lot of people from the industry, not only in the challenge, but I started to understand what trading is for a lot of people. And I started to see that it was real.
Yeah.
That people are so, like, you wouldn't imagine how much money people can make, because nobody, like, you see people in social media.
Yeah, but they don't talk about the upside.
Yes, exactly.
A lot of the best traders don't talk about it. So, like, some people are like, oh, there's only a few people making millions. And it's like,
it's
like, you have no idea the upside. Like, I'm proud of my 50 plus millionaire students, but there's so many more. It's actually closer to like 80. Some people don't want to be public. And a lot of the traders that we know now, like, they're not public at all. There's so much opportunity, it's crazy. That said, it's a lot of hard work. Even those who make a lot of money, you have to stay humble. Let's talk about specific patterns. Like, was there one pattern that broke you out of your slump? And is there one pattern right now really working consistently?
Well, what broke me out of my slump was COVID. Like, COVID was insane.
Yeah.
You had 500% runners every single day. And it was very cool to experience that, because you had it. Nowadays, you have 500% runner and then it dies. And then you have 200% runners like in 2 days in a row, and then you have a week of dry opportunities.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to adapt to the market. Back then, it was so like, okay, you have the 500% runners, and tomorrow you have the same, and tomorrow you have the same, and you had like that, like 9 months.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, I have to do this.
Yeah.
And tomorrow I'll do it, and it worked.
Yeah.
The day after tomorrow, you'll do it. It worked. Next week, you do it. It works.
You had to be a pretty big idiot not to like hit something and see something, right? Like, I mean, that was crazy. Some people will say, oh, it's not that market anymore. But those kinds of markets do exist. I've been trading now for 25 plus years, which is crazy. Very similar to 1999 and 2000 before the big crash. In COVID, frankly, we had like a little crash in 2002, and we had like another crash in 2008. But like, we haven't had like huge crashes like we used to have, 20 plus years ago. But the manias come back. And I will say, what year did you start the challenge?
2015.
So you had several years of slower markets, a lot of preparation, so you were ready for the hot market. Yeah. Everyone sees a hot market, and they're like, okay, let's go. But they don't have the proper perspective. They don't have the proper training. So I actually pray for slow markets, choppy markets like this, because you're not going to get so much money every day. It's kind of tough. Like, we don't know any traders who are like having like record years. People are still profitable, right? But like, it's not insane. This is the time, as we're filming this in 2026, I think this is the time to really study up specifically the past. You were talking on the challenge webinar today. What did you study in the beginning that really got you to understand the patterns?
Well, first penny stock framework, like 7-step penny stock framework.
Yeah.
I still use that every single time that hey, what's your edge? 7-step.
Yeah.
That's my edge.
Yeah.
Like, that's where my edge comes from. So I remember that I saw Tim tons of videos, like the checklist, for example. Yeah. I remember that checklist. SSS. Yeah, of course. Then Tim Brittani's Trading Takers 1 and 2, of course. And the lessons, there's a webinar in your challenge from Tim Gritani where he speaks about risk management and how to buy breakouts, which is incredible. And, I think when you have this intensity in order to get a lot of knowledge and start applying that knowledge, first with paper trading, like I was too eager to, apply it, and I lost money. You can always first do the paper trading thing so you can understand what you're doing.
And trade small.
And then trade small.
Why don't more people want to trade small?
Because they want the money right now.
It's embarrassing?
I don't know if it's embarrassing. I think they think they're special in a way. Like, I thought I was a special.
No, your mom lied to you.
Yes.
None of us are special. We're all average.
And I was like, maybe it will work different for me. No. You know what? I could have saved 3 years more, or 3 years less, of course. And I think those kind of the managing the expectation is what's so hard to do. So hard to do.
Let's just do some basic math. 1,000 trades times $1,000 per trade. If you make $1,000, that's $1 million. It seems very easy. Just do $1,000 trades, which are doable for pretty much anybody once you learn the framework, once you see the opportunity and you're trading big percent gainers. Do it 1,000 times. Then it's $1 million.
There you go.
In reality, you're not going to make 1,000 every time. Half the time the stock won't do what you want. So cut that down to 500 even on a good trade. Sometimes you're going to screw up. You'll be too early or too late, or the market some news will come up, and then forget about another half of them. They're not going to make 500. You'll probably lose 200 or 300. And that's if you control your losses. So now your $1 million is all the way down to what? 200 trades of $200 each, okay? That's still good money, but you might get sloppy, and one of your losses might be $10,000 or $20,000. What's your biggest loss?
73,000.
What happened? You don't have to explain. I made him do a YouTube video about it.
The same day, I remember
Your most popular YouTube video.
Yes.
I'll link it below.
You guys.
What did I text you?
He was like, I was like, I screw up. I think I texted you while I was on the hold still, because I was in a hold in a short position, and he was like, go make a video. Like he didn't tell me anything else. He was like, go make a video because you have to show that frustration and that, I was so down. And you're like, you have to, exactly. Because if you do it tomorrow, you'll be like, okay, it's going to be okay. I thought it was not going to be okay.
I wanted you broken on that video.
And you know what? It made sense because whenever I was doing the video, whenever I was making the video, I was repeating things that really helped me to not be broken. So, and of course, people love when you're broken.
It helped you, and it helped everybody. And I think it's your most popular YouTube video.
It is.
Right? It turned out to be your most popular YouTube video. Yeah. So I'll link that below. We all make mistakes sometimes. My biggest loss was $1 million. $70,000 is nothing. I would have loved to lose $70,000. We're all going to have big losses, okay? Remember that. You will have a big loss. The number is up to you based on what mistake you make. But now you've made back the $70,000 and you have that wisdom. You've made it back, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
All-time highs.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying, right? But it took you a little while. You didn't make it all back in one day.
No, of course not. No. But
how long did it take you?
No, it was a really good market back then, and probably 10 days or something like that. Because it was a good market.
But that's what I'm saying. So if you have a big loss, especially in a good market, it's really not the end of the world. It's just containing the loss and then moving on and then realizing that there's going to be, more plays.
10%.
And then you made it back, and he has that wisdom. So some of you are so scared. You're so petrified to lose. Like, oh my God, it's going to be the worst thing. It could be the worst thing if you use leverage, if you go all in, if you blow up, you have no more money to trade. But no matter how bad it was, $70,000 versus your account, what percent roughly?
No, it was maybe a big percent, but if you take into account the year that I had, I was $800,000 up. So it was not
So it was less than 10% of your yearly profits.
Yeah.
Again, and that's the thing, my $1 million loss was not 10%. I mean, It was like 30% of my entire hedge fund. Really bad lesson. I'll include the link below for my $1 million loss too. Learn from your losses. It's okay to admit it. It's okay to talk about it, and it's good to talk about it.
And I think losses, if you see trading as a business, losses would be the expenses of your business. And if you understand, like, if you have a pizza place,
yeah,
and you are spending money in rent, in services, in ingredients,
tomatoes,
pizza, tomatoes, whatever.
Workers, ovens, electricity.
It's so like, yeah, you're not gonna be like, my account is draining because I have to pay my employees, blah, blah, blah. No,
tomatoes are expensive.
It's super, yeah, but it's super normal and it's super okay for you to do that. But when you see yourself making a few losses on trading, you're like, no, my account is draining. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah.
Well, it can get very scary very fast, right? There's a fixed cost with the tomatoes. There's a fixed cost with the electricity. It's expensive, but you're not going to lose you're not going to go completely out of business with tomatoes, right?
Exactly, because that's the small losses, and that's what it's like.
That's why rule number one is always cut losses quickly. And the crazy thing is, I have so many students where they say they quote blew up, but then it's like less than like 5% or 10%. But in their mind, because I've trained them well, it's catastrophe. And but it's not a full catastrophe.
And also because I didn't expect to lose 70,000 in that trade, and that's why it's
multiple errors. I didn't expect to lose $1 million on a trade. Multiple errors, but it can happen to anybody. Big losses will happen to you. So remember this video and then learn to contain them so you can keep going, so you can make it back, and then you get them as wisdom as part of your market tuition, right?
Indeed.
How'd you get so wise?
I don't think myself as wise,
but you are. But this is the thing. There's so many traders who blow up completely. They lose everything and more. There's some traders where they're like literally in debt to their brokers, and then that screws them up for years.
Especially after a really, really good run like we had in 2021, 2020 and 2021. 2022 was probably the worst year for traders because you were used to doing some stuff that undisciplined steps in, and 2022 was crazy.
So the average trader, there's a study, lost 40% in 2022. Yes. Many traders we know blew up.
Yes.
In 2020 and 2021, those were my two best years ever, by the way. I made $1 million each year. I haven't made $1 million each year. I was pushing it a little bit to my size. I still probably could have pushed it more, but I'm pretty conservative. 2022 came around, everyone's ripping on me in the trading industry, being like, you should have made more than $1 million, you're obsolete, there's new rules. And I'm like, well, this is what I do. All those people, NFTs, hodlers, like crap coins, like all this stuff, gone. Afuera, afuera, afuera. Like, like an Argentinian president. You remember? Afuera, right? But the rules don't change. Yes, you can be more aggressive. And for me, as a teacher, I'm going to be more conservative just because I believe in that as a teacher. But how did you come back from, what'd you do in 2022?
I was you trained me, right? And I was very, very good. I am, yes, I trade small caps. Yes, I short micro flows, blah, blah, blah. But I'm super conservative. Yeah. And that's why my drawdowns are so small regarding if you see my equity curve, you will see few drawdowns on that big scheme of things, right? But I think it was because of that. I wasn't I didn't push the gas full.
How much did you make in 2020 and 2021?
I made 150,000 in 2020 and 300 to 400,000 in 2021. But the percentage is insane. If I tell you the percentage, it's crazy because I started 2020 with $2,000.
I get it.
And I started 2021 with 40,000, something like that.
After taxes, yeah. But it's not even just about percentages. Some people are so obsessed with percentages. Percentages don't pay rent. Percentages don't pay mortgages. Exactly. You can't go to the bank and be like, hey, I made 387%. They're like, okay, it was on $2. Who cares? You want to try to build up your accounts for lifestyle enhancement. 2022, how much did you make or lose?
200,000.
You made.
Yeah.
So even though it was a quote bad year for you, you still made more because your account was growing.
Well, I didn't make more. I made like 500,000 in 2021 and 200,000.
But you made more in 2022 than you did in 2020.
Yes.
And
No,
even though
because
this
I
was-
had I started like with $60,000.
I understand, but I'm still saying, like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter at the end of the year what you started with. All that matters is like apples to apples, you're making more and you're learning and you're staying true. And then in fast forward to 2025, how much did you make last year?
$1 million and a little more.
Yeah! Congratulate Eduardo below on his whole journey, but specifically on his first $1 million year. How do we get people to do this too? How do we get them, okay, we got to keep them conservative. Like, we're trading volatile stocks. You like big percent gainers. Even though you short sell a lot, even though I'm long, we're still looking at big percent gainers. So everyone should focus on big percent gainers. What do you think people really need? Like, because now you mentor people, what's a mistake you see them making?
They get caught up in the noise a lot. Like they don't see the big picture of the stock,
noise?
for example.
Explain.
Well, the 1 minute chart, like every single move, they're like trying to get this 5-cent move or 10-cent move or whatever, and they don't see like the pattern.
Yeah.
So I would suggest that you set in your SSS, your checklist, and how to make the watch list. Like you got to see the whole thing.
Yeah. Look at the
context.
forest as a whole.
It's a whole. It's a context. So try to get a little more of the big picture rather than those like little moves. Because if not, like you're gonna be like trading forex. All these forex traders are very, very like, okay, this pattern, this hanging man, or this whatever. And we see things like a whole pattern and what stage of the pattern you are. Like I think that's one of the things that had helped me a lot is, okay, if it's in pre-market, if it's daily candles or whatever, what stage of the pattern I am and what's the best way to take advantage of it. If you're in a long side, which is the best way? Are you gonna take a long in the backside? No. Or what, you're gonna short it just because it's 100% up?
Yeah.
Like try to understand what stage you are so you can take advantage.
Yeah, you got to understand pre-market, at the open, front side, back side, afternoon breakouts. Is it after hours? There's market risk. There's a bunch of things. I know it's overwhelming in the beginning, but trust me, there's not an unlimited number of variables. There's not an unlimited number of patterns. Like, how many main patterns do you trade right now?
3, I would say.
Yeah. How
Like
did you
those
narrow
are
that down? I mean, what's like the most
my
patterns?
8 plus are 3, but maybe I can like I have on my arsenal, like my tools.
Yeah, your tool
I
belt.
probably can have like 10 setups.
What are your 3 favorites?
My 3 favorites are Gap and Go, which is the breakout of the pre-market high. A first red day.
Buying the breakout.
Buying it. Yeah. The first red day when it has at least shorting the first red day. Whenever you have like 3-day extension at least.
Yeah.
I love those. And I love like whenever they go in pre-market like really, really crazy and then they crash and they fail.
Yeah.
I call that a gap and crash.
Okay,
So
nice.
those are the 3 that I do the most.
But this is the thing. Obviously, I have a tool belt too. I probably have like 20 strategies, but I have my favorites. How do you get to just focus on those? Because there's so many different patterns.
Because of my journaling, like I go back to my data and every single day I upload my data and I see what trades I've made and I categorize them. And I'm like, okay, what I am making more money? Oh, this too. Oh, look, those are the same pattern. So I try to understand what I'm good at and what I feel comfortable with. Because it's not only what I make money the most, it's what I'm feeling comfortable.
It's also risk. I will say, like, some people who journal their trades, they only show their ultimate profit or loss. If you are journaling, which you should be, you also have to include what was your max loss at the time. Because like some people, they have profits, but they're risking blowing up. And like one time is all it's going to take. And if you keep playing with fire, it's going to burn you. It's not a question of if, but when and how bad.
And also, I think you always say that you have a knowledge account, an experience account, and a trading account.
Yeah.
I would add to that the stress account. Because sometimes, for example, if you're shorting parabolics, especially micro floats, like you're going to get rewarded a lot of times. But there's 1 or 2 that at least, if you're not going up, at least it will get you
close to it. Yeah. And it's not worth it.
So it's not worth it. Like if you take into account the stress account, you will be, like you say, a retired trader.
Yeah.
It will be more of that because it's not worth it. Like
you don't have to risk blowing up to make big money. You don't need big stress to make big money over time. A lot of people, they glorify trading like, yeah, go all in, like take that big risk. What are you so afraid of, you wuss? But like, I think
nobody will remember your name.
no one will remember your name. Shout out to David Hanlon, okay, the laptop legend. He's now over $13 million.
No, he's incredible, bro. I think he is.
So he is sizing up
God.
when there's really good plays. On SWMR the other day, he took big size and he was dead on right. How much did he make? Like $200,000, $300,000.
He's making a few.
Right? 6 figures. How much did you make on SWMR?
Like 5,000.
Yeah. I was literally just scouting. I made like $200.
Oh my God.
I was with Alex Sposito, another big trader, and they were taking much bigger size than me. You can take small size, okay? You should watch your stress levels. Sadly, I know not just one, but a few traders who have had big time health problems due to trading. One actually died, not while in a trade, but from related to trading. What's the point? You can't make any trades and you're dead.
Especially when trading becomes like, I've learned something through the years that longevity is probably your best ally when you're in trading, because that way you get more experience, you get wiser, and that way to do it, it's not leading to a burnout eventually. So we played today golf and we played today tennis, and we got back here and I was so clear in my mind, and I didn't even have to take trades just because I'm like,
but you still made another few hundred, and I made a few hundred.
But I was so like clear.
How much did you finish up today?
3,500.
3,500, and I made around $2,000. That's a good day, okay? When we're like chilling, like waking up late, like I could have woken up early. I did. I saw the market, went back to bed. I didn't see anything truly great. Yes. Now we're gonna have an amazing dinner. Like life can be very good when you make a few $1,000s a day, and we're trading conservatively. We're trading volatile stocks like little bitches that we are.
Maybe nobody will remember our names, but
I don't need that. Look, I'm
just kidding.
No, but it's a thing with traders where like I have a lot of students where they're like, hey Tim, I'm really getting it. I made 150 today, or thank you so much. I made 250. And like the trading industry is like, look at that. You pay Sykes thousands of dollars and you learn to make 100, but you're learning to make 100 over and over. That adds up to thousands and eventually millions.
Because actually you're paying for that skill to be built. And it's a shortcut. Like that's how I see it.
People can learn on their own. It might take you years. It'll take you blow-ups. Like it's just speeding everything up. That's the way that I look at it. 100%. And no one is pressuring you to join. Like, frankly, I'm blessed to have a lot of students. We choose students. You choose students. I choose students.
100%.
Because who wants to work with people with like the wrong attitude?
100%.
Life is too short.
My community is so it's so cool to be around because they're like-minded people. So I don't want someone who is like, I want my money now, like stay this straight and get that Lambo. I don't want that people. No. I want people that are understands that trading is a skill and it's a profession, and you have to be better each day, and that takes time.
I love it. All right, we got to get going, but I want to do a quick little speed test round with you, okay? So we're just going to answer some questions. You ready?
You have to edit if I...
There's no edits. We're going to keep it going. All right? Best trading day, how much did you make?
37,000.
What'd you do to celebrate?
Probably like have dinner with my family or something.
Yeah, so pretty much nothing. When you have a big trading day, most people don't do anything special because they're like, it's just another day, it's a good day. There'll be bad days too. Speaking of bad days, when you lost your 70,000, what did you do that night?
I made a YouTube video.
Like the link below.
And you know what? I like talked to my wife a lot regarding the
speed round, buddy.
The exposure that I had on microfloat. So I have to change the strategy.
It's not a speed round answer. Speed round. What did you do that night?
reflected a lot.
Thank you. Okay, it cried himself to sleep. Real edit, but he doesn't want to admit it. That's fine. You had to go to sleep. You cried. Yeah, you just rock back and forth. Serenity now. Serenity now. Number one most successful strategy right now in 2026.
Nail and bail.
That's good. Nothing is an answer too. Sometimes like we don't. There's no great plays.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen with the U.S.-Iran war?
It's gonna end soon.
Hopefully, we like peace.
Maybe that's what I want.
We'll see. What do you want to do with this house in 2026? We're going to mark this down and see what you do by the end of the year.
Upgraded it.
What's the biggest upgrade?
A man cave.
Oh! I mean, this is like pretty cool man cave right here too, isn't it?
No, you'll see.
No?
You'll see what I have in mind.
What are you watching? Are you watching golf? Can I break my dad's course record?
Oh, I'm trying to learn some golf. So
There you go. How's your golf game?
terrible, horrible. But I'm the one who buy the drink. So
But we all start somewhere. Anyways, everybody, congratulate Eduardo on his success. Wish him continued success. I'm going to include a bunch of links. My biggest loss, his biggest loss, his whole course. We got more Venezuelans coming over for dinner. It's a beautiful family. I love it here. Get motivated, study hard, keep refining, stay in the game, learn to take singles, stay conservative. Big things happen over time. Longevity is key. You don't have to become a millionaire in your teens or in your 20s. The best trainers are in their 30s, 40s, 50s. The more experience you get, the wiser you get, the better trades you make, the more money you make, the better life you live. See ya.